All right, hey everyone, welcome to another Little Witch RP live play TTRPG session.
Thank you.
What is Little Witch RP? That's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer.
Hey.
We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company, so that way we can create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you.
Woo.
And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes as they must race back to Calamon and give some dire news. And we'll begin with an introduction for Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Vass. Vass is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass. In a previous fun fact, we learned about his tattoo situation, and this week I thought I would let people know about his piercing situation. He, funnily enough, has no piercings.
A bard with no piercings? I've never heard of it.
Yeah. He's
Amazing.
into his tats, not so much the piercing.
Heck yeah, I love it. All right. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Hugh?
I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh de Air, the dashing, the daring, the fearless, the fearsome fencer. He doesn't have any piercing. He does a lot of piercing damage. Today's fun fact is that Hugh suspects, he doesn't know, isn't sure, but suspects that Kender are a hoax. Doesn't know who's making the hoax, but he's heard about Kender, and he's even seen what supposedly Kender are just like, yeah, someone's pulling a leg. No concept of ownership. Feels everything. Very friendly. Fearless. That sounds like a made-up type of person to me.
They're just gnomes with extra steps. It's fine.
Might think it's a gnomish conspiracy. He's not sure about that.
Amazing. Speaking of gnomes, let's learn about Rhubarb.
Wow. I'm Frontboard, and I'm playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome sorcerer, level 10, hailing from the island of Sancrest, far to the west of our setting. He's 114 and a half years young. He has white hair that's slowly been turning red this whole campaign. I don't know the progress of that transformation, but I imagine it's pretty well along at this point.
Roll me a d100.
Ooh.
Yeah,
90.
you're about 90% red.
He's got to keep some white because red, white, and black's his color. Maybe the white hair is just where you can't see it. Maybe it's where he can't see it. Who knows? Yeah, that's it. We'll leave it at that.
All right, heck yeah. And then last but not least, let's get an introduction for Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Cable. I play Victoria. Victoria is a tall young woman armored in the style of the Slavonic Knights. She has braided black hair, black eyes, and very, very porcelain white skin. She wears a symbol of Paladin, and her shield is etched with it.
Heck yeah. And you've got a freaking Dragonlance now.
I mean, you know, there's no reason to.
There is
brag.
reason. Yeah, 100%. You've got a legendary weapon.
I'm gonna trade it for a suit of plate mail. Sorry, what?
Spoken like a true paladin. With that, I believe we are able to dive into our session. best to get the laughs out now because, as I mentioned before, you are on a dire mission. You have spoken with Darrett, who has urged you all to head onwards, to get to Calamon quickly because of the flying citadel that you see behind you, making its progress. It is a 3-day journey that you will need to take from where you currently are. So, I believe when we left off last week, you were setting out on that journey. So, I want, firstly, a group survival roll to see how well you are traveling those 3 days.
Oh my.
Does my 27 carry the group?
See what Rue rolls.
We got a 24. You guys are...
Oh,
twins.
is it Vast I missed?
Yeah, Vass is rolling right now.
Yeah, my D&D Beyond is like incredibly slow right now. I don't know what's going on.
It's Faye's fault.
You try
Yeah.
rebooting,
Blame Faye.
clear your cache and cookies. All the typical troubleshooting. Call IT.
Turn it off and back on.
Make sure it's fully plugged in.
For the most part, your first day of travel is fine. It is on the second day that you seem to have a incident. You see one of those malfunctioning gates again as you are walking through. But it is up to you if you do anything. You remember last time that you interacted with these things, they took you to a strange portion of the wastelands that you weren't quite sure of where you were at. And there was also a guardian. You see it well enough in the distance that you are able to, if you need to, readjust your path. If you decide to do that.
Will we lose much time if we readjust our path?
A few hours.
I don't really want to get teleported to the middle of nowhere. Even more middle of nowhere than we already are. But I also don't want to lose time. But I'll be damned if I'm going near that gate first, like I did the last time.
I think everyone knows what Bath feels about strange portals.
I'm pro strange portals in general, but deference to Vast, I will support his decision, even though I think it's wrong.
Can't we just go avoid the Guardian and zip right past?
You can try.
Oh, I'm asking that of the other party members. I'd really hate to lose hours.
Yeah, I think we should go past. Hopefully there's no guardian. But I know you could take it.
Well, maybe we can reason with it. Right, fast.
What was that?
Maybe we can reason with the guardian, if there is one.
Maybe. I just don't want to be going into any strange portals. I've had enough of portals.
Yes. Well, hey, we don't want to go in it. We'll just go around it.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so as you continue pressing onwards, not wasting time with moving around and redirecting, you take the risk. As you as you move in, trying to skirt around the edges, it seems that there is a guardian. The magical energy swirls around each of you and around the debris here, takes it up, and once again you see a creature of stone and clay looking as some proud human. And we are rolling initiatives.
Oh. Whose idea was this?
Ours.
Mhm.
Pretty sure it was Vass.
Alright, so I'm assuming between Hugh and Victoria, Hugh has the higher initiative modifier.
Yes. Mine is 0, so.
So, Rue, you are the first to act here. You see the Guardian stand up, and again, it looks as hostile as the last Guardian that you faced.
Bad memories. And I still have confidence that the rest of you will be able to take it out. You will.
I had confidence you could just banish it.
That seems too easy. I mean, I could. Where's the fun in that? Plus, it could just come back and then just start following us. Maybe. Rue's going to speed up his companions and cast haste on Victoria and Hugh with a twin spell.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my lunar boons to reduce the cost of that by 1 sorcery point. And I'm going to use my movement to step back so that I am hopefully out of range of this thing.
Sounds good. As you move back after casting this spell upon your companions, Vass, it is going to be your turn.
Hey, does this look like the Guardian we fought before? Like, does it look like another one of the same thing?
It does.
Okay. I don't know. I'm hopefully not in melee with it.
Not currently.
Awesome. I'm gonna take some steps back also, just to put some distance between myself and it, and then I'm gonna shoot it with a, let's make it a reverberating shot. Oh, I closed my browser and reopened it and reloaded it, and it's still taking a million years for my dice to roll. Think that might be a 21 to hit.
That looks like it's a 21 to me.
There's nobody in melee with it yet.
Currently, there's no one, yes.
So no sneak attack damage for me, but that is okay. It's gonna be, oh my god, this is painful. 6 points of piercing and 4 points of thunder.
Alright. Sounds good.
Is there anything to hide behind?
Only your companions. Which, unfortunately,
never
you
mind.
don't have that racial trait.
And no.
Rhubarb is small.
That's it for me.
Alrighty. With that, it is Hugh, your turn. You are currently hasted.
Okay. To take advantage of the haste, I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on it. And run up into melee and stab it.
Okay.
So, a 27, a crit, and a 23 to hit.
Yeah, those will all strike.
So that's gonna be a 14 and a 8 plus, I'm just doing the regular one. 8, so 30 piercing, normal to start, and a dreadful strike for additional cherry on top 1 psychic damage. And now the crit. Don't always know what we're doing on the thing, but that was the roll.
Alright, and don't forget your Hunter's Mark also applies to the crit.
Yeah. So the crit would have been a 19 on a normal roll. I'm not sure what it
I've got your
ends
math.
up being.
It'll be adding extra 14 to that, so 23 total if my math is right.
33.
33.
33.
Yeah. I've got a calculator. It does all my math for me.
I'm thinking it's was 64 damage in one turn.
Well, 64 damage that you doled out. It didn't seem to take all of that. But it did take some damage. But it's still standing strong. Victoria, we will come to your turn.
Okay. With 70 feet, I'm assuming I can get a flank with you?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Sure, okay. So let's do that. And then gives us delectable 12 damage. I don't know how tough these are. You know what? Let's just give him a little smitey smite. For an extra 11 radiant.
Alright, hell yeah.
And then let's get another 26 to hit, so 7 damage and a little smatty smat, because why not? For another 13 on top of that. And the last one, big money, 23 to hit for 10 damage and a little smitey smite for another 11 radiant.
All right, this thing's starting to look rough, but very much still in its own. As Victoria, your turn comes to an end. It is again our
That's
guard.
it.
Okay.
I mean, I have
Do
a
you-
bonus action.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I'll use a bolstering rally
Yeah.
on Hugh, which is 1d8 plus 8. So that's 12 temp HP for you.
Hugh has 12 temp HP. It is our creature's go, and it is going to go for Hugh. Hugh is the first thing that it sees, and it's going to take 2 slam attacks against you. First attack is a 27 to hit Hugh
That's gonna hit.
for 14 bludgeoning damage. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
It's gonna be a fail.
Alright, so unfortunately, as the slam strikes into you, you feel yourself knocked with the wind out of you. That is going to be your hit point maximum also reduced by 14.
Oh,
Well, how does that interact with my temporary hit points?
So it'll take the temp HP out, and then your hit point max goes down because it's equal to amount of damage taken. So even though
Okay.
you're, so you'd still be at this point technically full health.
if I knew how badass they were, I would have smited harder.
Then the second attack is an 11, which will miss. So that's it for our guardian. Rhubarb, we come to your turn.
This thing's dirty. Did it look like some sort of magical effect on Hugh?
It just looked like you got struck.
He got smacked.
Mhm.
He got slammed. Okay. Well, we've got our haste up, helping our buddies. Let's just follow it up with a guiding bolt and hope it hits to give someone else advantage after the fact.
Yeah, go for it.
Rube will channel some red energy from up his sleeve. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
That's a decent damage roll. 17 radiant damage, I believe. Yeah, radiant.
Alrighty.
And then the next attack against it will have advantage. Will not use any bonus action. And I will move back another 15 feet.
Sounds good.
Maybe consolidate myself around like Becklin and Tatina and whoever else is with us if they're kind of hanging back.
Yeah, they'd be kind of towards the end.
Oh, was Satina coming with us as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Rue will like lean over and kind of over his shoulder just kind of say to them like, you haven't seen these guys fight in a while. You know, check this out. They're pretty good.
Okay. Vass, it is your turn. You have advantage.
Okay. I like that. I like it when I have advantage. I would like to make another reverberating shot
Okay.
at it. Oops, and I forgot to roll with advantage. That is unfortunate. I did more things while I was waiting, and it's still taking a million years. Yeah, I don't think rolled a second time. Let's try this again. Holy 80. This one's gonna be worse.
All right. Yeah. The 18 will hit for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so that's my arrow damage. And then sneak attack. Oh, I think that went up when we leveled up. That's nice. Is it gonna roll sometime today? Okay, that is gonna be 18 points of piercing and 4 thunder damage.
Alrighty. Beautiful. This thing
Bonus.
looking real hurt.
Bardic to Victoria.
All right. Victoria gets a bardic inspiration.
Ooh.
Hugh, we come to your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, noting that my incredible amount of damage wasn't working as well as it should have been, I'm going to use one of my actions to cast Elemental Weapon on myself, and I'm
Alright.
choosing Lightning today,
Beautiful.
and then I will attack. With a 17 hit.
A 17 will hit.
That will do 8. And 2 psychic, 3 lightning. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. As you strike out, this thing is hanging on by the thinnest of threads. It is starting to crumble and fall to bits here. As Victoria, we come to your turn.
Oh, and I use my bonus actions to hide.
Okay, hell yeah, roll that
Insight.
stealth roll. If you want to, at least.
Test this out. A 10.
You feel hidden. We'll see how well you're actually hiding as it comes to what happens. But Victoria, it is your turn.
Does that negate the flank?
No, he's not moved.
Okay. All right. All right. She's gonna toss her shield to the side so she can wallop this guy two-handed longsword.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's. Ooh, does an 18 hit?
An 18 will hit.
Hey. Okay. So that's 11, and we're gonna put some bigger smitey smite. Stop doing this. Why are you so angry? For an additional 17 on top of that 11.
And with that, this creature will fall.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Oh, I should clarify, when I'm using Nature's Veil, it's not just hiding, it's also invisible.
Well, then yeah, if you've Natured Veiled, you are invisible, and that ends at the start of your next turn, so it's just a few moments. So for everyone else, you saw Hugh was there, disappeared, and then comes back. Again, this creature has fallen to bits and pieces. You have still the malfunctioning gate, but no guardian to disturb you if you want to try and sidestep it now.
Okay. Pick up my shield and let's get moving before
Mm-hmm.
something else creepy pops up.
Rue's gonna drop concentration on haste, which will exhaust you two for a few seconds.
Ooh. Let's get moving.
Victoria's like in the middle of her thought and just kind of freezes for like a glitch in the matrix for a few seconds. Let's go through that portal while Vass isn't looking. Just kidding. See, I knew you guys could handle that thing. No problem. Is that invisibility thing a new trait that Hugh got at
Yep,
level
all
10?
my new tricks.
Interesting.
Like a bonus action and turn invisible for a round.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well then, you shut off, and as you do so, it is you're able to continue on. Even after resting, Hugh, you don't quite feel at your full capabilities. Perhaps there is some sort of lingering magical effect from that strike that drained you.
I might have something for this. Let me check. And I tried to spell magic on myself.
Yeah, you can try. As you cast the spell, you feel a slight wavering in the grips of what has affected you. It seems that magic can affect it. It just perhaps needs something stronger than a dispel magic.
Does anyone know remove curse?
I don't think so.
Curse. Are you cursed?
I don't know, but I'm not. I'm feeling weak, and it's not responding to this spell.
Okay. Well, yes, and she'll put her hands on Hugh's shoulders and cast remove curse.
Uh, Let me look at remove curse here real quick.
Now, I'm assuming I know what spell removes this, but I'm going off of Hugh here.
Victoria, as you cast the remove curse spell, you do feel that there is some sort of blockage there, some sort of magical debilitation on Hugh, but it doesn't quite respond. It's not quite a curse, but there is some sort of magical drain there.
Okay. Oh, you're not dreaming. There's something. You're affected by something, but it would take, I think, a true healer, or hopefully rest or something to get rid of it.
And I could try something too.
If Rue's gonna try something, Victoria's gonna step extra distance away.
I'm not gonna fireball him yet. I don't even think this is gonna work, but Rue's gonna try just because he very
That's his universal reset.
just to try like everything, especially since Rue has like rarely ever used this spell. He's gonna reach out and touch you on the shoulder as well and cast Lesser Restoration.
What's that first word?
You feel like the blockage inside of you, Hugh, almost slips. But it seems that the lesser restoration is not quite so powerful as what is necessary.
I think that's all I've got, Hugh. Sorry.
Oh, poop. I'm just no longer as tough as I used to be.
We just need to find another like temple of Paladine where we can get cured by the god.
Hopefully a night's rest will take care of it.
Well, as you continue trekking through and you do find a place to rest for the second evening, you're able to complete a long rest, but unfortunately, the health does not come back. It seems that this is truly a magical draining effect. as you set out, it is early in your third day that there is a situation. You're, again, on this final day. It's just really begun, as you're trying to get to the coast when you see 3 crimson dragonels appearing in the sky. They all bear riders in dragon army armor. They are pursuing a 4th dragonel. This one has no rider. Its scales are a coppery blue, a coppery hue, and as the dragon army whips their net at the desperately fleeing quarry, it does tumble from the sky and crash near to you.
Have we seen dragonels of a different color?
You have. Well, not
Oh,
you, but your
Yeah.
companions have told you of the dragonels that they witnessed out in the wastelands with their companion Clistrin.
Oh. Well, I don't really want to see the dragon army capturing anything anyway,
Oh,
right?
as much as you may not wish to see it, the 3 dragonels do land off in the distance, not terribly far from this thing, which is about 30 feet from you. It does look like their riders are approaching to try and grab it.
Okay, can I run over beside it and holler at them?
Sure. What do you holler?
She'll hold her sword up in the air over her head and say, "You have this one chance to go back to your army."
Why don't you give me an intimidation?
Right, intimidation. Bite your face off, buddy.
An 18.
I'll make your buddy eat it.
They don't get any closer.
Paladin.
They don't get any closer. However, you do notice that one of them draws a crossbow off of their back.
Okay, I guess they're not quitting.
So they'll stay where they're at, which is about 20 feet away. And I'm gonna ask for initiative rolls here.
Wow.
God, it got worse. Paladin.
Paladin rolls. Alrighty, so it will be Vass, then Hugh. After Hugh, it is then Dragonels, Rhubarb, the officers, and then Victoria. So Vash, first to act, you've got a injured Dragonel about 30 feet from you, where Victoria has run up to. You also have 20 feet beyond them the 3 officers and Dragon Army Dragonels.
The injured dragonel look like Harold.
No.
Okay. How close together are the 3 Dragonels and their officers?
The officers are fairly close to each other. The Dragonels are a little bit spread out, a little bit beyond them. Their officers are about 10 feet away from their Dragonels.
Okay. And they're pretty clumped together, the officers? 'Cause
The
I'd like to
officers are clumped
concentrate
together.
on
Yeah.
them. Okay, I would like to, presuming I'm within 60 feet of the officers, I would like to snap my fingers and cast Shatter in a 10-foot radius sphere, hoping to get as many of the officers as I can.
Yeah. Let's. Uh, 10-foot radius, so 20-foot diameter. That'll get all of them.
I would like for them all to please make Constitution DC 16 saving throws.
We've got 2 6s and a 12.
Oh, I love that for them. It's gonna be 16 points of thunder damage apiece.
Alright, they look a little worse for wear, but they shake it off. Anything else?
Bonus action, the Bardic to Hugh.
Alright, Hugh gets a Bardic. And with that, it is going to be Hugh's turn.
Alright, is this within enough time that I still have elemental weapon up?
No, you technically have had a long rest since then.
Oh, we've had a long... Okay.
Yeah, this is your 3rd day of travel.
Okay, I should have done the long rest on that. So then instead, I will... would I have had time before the action started to, like, to prep actions? Or
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark and get to the closest one, and smacky.
Heck yeah.
For a 13 to hit.
Unfortunately, a 13 does not hit our Dragon Army officers.
Okay. 26 does, though.
26 will, for sure.
Okay.
I have a Bardic.
Oh, you do have a Bardic,
Alright.
This is true.
Yeah, that's, let's do the Bardic. That was a D8.
D8 is correct.
Alright, so it was an 18 hit.
An 18 just misses, unfortunately.
Jeez. Okay.
But you did get the 1 attack.
So that's gonna do an extra 2 piercing and 3 psychic damage.
Beautiful. Alright. This guy's looking a little roughed up as you're here, Hugh. However, at the end of your turn, the Dragonels, the Dragon Army officer, or the Dragon Army Dragonels are gonna go. And the one that is mount to this rider is going to try and tear into you a bit here. However, that's a natural.
Tear into who?
Hugh. Natural 1 on the first attack, and an 8 on the second. So Hugh, you're fine. The other ones just sort of give a screech and are sort of staying low and defensive in the background. Rhubarb, it's your turn.
When Vass cast Shatter, was it just on the officers or the officers and their Dragonels?
Just on the officers.
Oh, okay. So we're trying to take all of these things down, correct?
Are you?
Theoretically.
It's up-
I mean, they're trying to take us down, right?
Potentially. They were trying to take a Dragonelle hostage, and Victoria intervened, and they got angry about that.
True. I'm just wondering if, like, if the army guys get taken down, will the Dragonelles become less hostile toward us?
One way to find out.
But I also want to nuke them with a freaking fireball, and that might just hit all of them. Because you said the Dragonelles are only like 10 feet behind their riders, right?
Until the one ran up next to Hugh, who is right next to a rider. So Fireball might catch him.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to place it so that I don't hit Hugh, which I think would probably get all the officers and maybe the 2 Dragonelles that are still behind them then.
It would
I
get...
heard he was fireproof.
I mean...
I did. Maybe that'll get rid of his little issue with restoring his hit points.
And this is why no one likes gnomes.
It's a
are you-
Kender conspiracy.
It's the Kender conspiracy. What are you doing here, Hugh? Or not Hugh, Rue. God damn it. It's been
It's
so
a
long
conspiracy.
since I've done that.
I mean, we gotta do it. I'm gonna drop a fireball on the officers and not hit Hugh.
So
I
that
think it
would
might not hit.
cut out 2 officers, or not 2 officers. It would cut out a Dragonelle and an officer if you're trying not to hit Hugh, because they are right on Hugh.
That's fine. That's still 4 targets.
That's still 4
Let's have
targets.
him. Yeah. And you know what? Just because I'm feeling spicy, let's upcast it to 5th level and
Ooh.
have them make a DC 16 dex save.
That is a 15 and a 4 from the 2 Dragonelles. An 8 and a 17 from the, what's it called? Officers.
Can I silver
Silvery
barbs that
bar
one?
for success.
Oh. I'll let Bass do it if he wants to do it.
It's still a 17. The second roll is higher.
Darn. Okay.
You give that advantage too.
I'll give it to Rue.
Okay.
Alright, damage roll. That is very sweet damage. 39 fire damage on a failed save.
So, the one Dragon Army officer is looking pretty rough after 39 points of damage, but it does seem that the Dragonelles are resistant to fire.
I figured that was probably the case. And then I will walk backwards 20 feet to try and make some range between me and these creatures that are probably mad at me.
Alright. As Rue walks back, the other 2 officers that didn't quite have their weapons out all grab their heavy crossbows and will take shots. We've got 2 shots going to Rue. Actually, no. Not all of them. We've only got 1 that'll draw a crossbow. So 1 shot to Rue, 1 shot to Victoria, and then the one in front of Hugh is going to use its lance to take an attack at you.
Okay.
Hugh, that is a 15 on the first attack,
That's a miss.
and a 16 on the second, I believe is also a miss.
Also a miss.
A 13 will miss Victoria,
Yeah.
and a 13 to hit Rue.
I'm going to cast shield to
Okay.
stop that.
Field goes up. And with that, Victoria will come to your turn.
All right. So no one died to the fire volley.
No, but one guy is looking absolutely fucked
I'm
up after it.
so excited. Is that Okay, so I mean, my assumption is the closest one is the one that's on you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's roll by there and try and cut him apart. I hear dice. I don't see them rolling. Okay. Oh my god. Does a 15 hit him?
A 15 does not, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to try that again. Oh my god. Okay, so
Oh no.
I'm gonna head up to bed now.
Great session,
That's-
guys.
That's gonna be it for me this
Alright.
turn.
So as Victoria's turn comes to an end, Vass, back to the top of the round. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to make a reverberating shot at the one in front of you.
Go for it.
Gosh darn it, I don't think a 17 hits.
Unfortunately, it does not.
Alright, well, is there anything to hide behind? The terrain, like,
You could hide behind the injured Dragonelle, but you'd have to go prone to do so.
no, that's quite okay. I will just, in that case, give a bardic to, Rue. I don't think I've given you a bardic yet.
Alright. Rhubarb gets a bardic. With that, we will be coming to Hugh's turn. However, we will continue with that after our upcoming ad break. So, stick around. Stick around with us. We'll be right back to continue our combat. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at WRP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, however, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and then in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community. Perks benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things that happen there. So, hang out with us. We'll see you guys very soon. Alright, we come back as Hugh. It is your turn.
Okay. Well, I will move in for the hit. I assume I still have the same guy.
You do still have the same guy, yes. And Victoria is here as well. I believe Victoria closed the flank, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So, since I rolled only a thing, I'm going to use my remaining Bardic and get an 18 to hit.
When did you get a new Bardic? I know that Rue got a Bardic.
I had the first Bardic and I have my sword, my magic item Bardic.
That's right. Cool, yes.
And does an 18 hit?
The 18 will hit.
Awesome. Or... Oh, that is a pitiful rolls. 8 piercing and 3 psychic on the first attack. My next with advantage is a 17.
Which
That's
misses.
probably gonna be it. Okay. And I use my bonus action to invoke Dancing Longsword
Hell
for
yeah.
16, which misses.
Unfortunately, that's a miss. So, with that, it is the Dragonelle's turn, and this time, it's going to try and strike at Victoria, push you away from the creature that it's trying to kill, as well as the creature that it's trying to defend. That is a natural 1 to hit Victoria,
Sweet.
and a 16, which I
Oh, that
believe
misses.
were literally the exact same rolls that this thing got against Hugh. And with that, it is going to then be Rhubarb, your turn.
Alright, so we got Dragonelle on Victoria and a officer on Hugh, correct? Amongst other things.
Yes, you've got a Dragonelle near Hugh and Victoria, a Dragon Officer in between Hugh and Victoria, and then 2 more officers and 2 more Dragonelles.
I'm gonna take advantage of my advantage and do a twin spell guiding bolt first level, and we're gonna do it at the Dragonelle that just tried to attack Victoria and the officer that Hugh is trying to take down. It seems like they need some help. Rue's hoping to give either advantage or just flat out take out these things. But yeah, I'll twin spell that. So for the officer, it's a 22 to hit.
That hits the officer.
And then on the Dragonelle, that is a 12 to hit. Yep.
That will miss.
And then we're going to add our Bardic to that one, which turns the 12 to a 16.
16 just hits the Dragonelle.
Cool. Officer will take 13. You know what? I'm going to use a sorcery point to reroll those ones. So that's going to turn the 13 into a 16 radiant damage on the officer.
He's barely hanging in there. Ooh.
And then 15 radiant damage on the Dragonelle. And the next attack on both of those creatures has advantage. And I'm gonna back up 10 more feet. Why not? That's my turn.
Alright, now we've got 2 arrows going towards Rhubarb, because the other officers did not like that. Well, they're crossbow bolts, but... That is a 13,
I'll shield that again.
and then a 23.
That definitely hits regardless of the shield.
Rhubarb, that is 8 points of piercing damage and 9 points fire.
He's got flaming crossbow bolts.
He does, it seems.
Spicy.
The,
Maybe it's because I lit him on fire with a fireball.
the one between Hugh and Victoria is going to take a strike at each of you. A 17 to hit Hugh.
That misses.
A 23 to hit Victoria.
That'll hit.
7 points of piercing. 1 point fire.
Okay.
And then Victoria, it is your turn. The officer between you and Hugh is glowing. He looks pretty bad. The Dragonelle near you is also glowing. What are you doing?
Well, I think I'll take a picture out of that officer's book and make a strike at each of them.
Okay.
So the officer first. For a whopping, does a 20 hit?
20 will hit.
Okay. So that's 8 damage, and I'm going to go ahead and big smite him for an extra 20 radiant.
He goes down.
Okay. And then, right, so I have advantage on the Dragonelle as well because of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get that going. A 25 to hit. And we'll go, what's that? 7 damage plus another big smite of 17 radiant.
Beautiful. Dragonel is still up, however.
That's it for me.
Alright, with that, Vass, we come to your turn.
So there's a Dragonel in melee with Victoria, and that's the only creature in melee.
Yes, that is the only creature that seems to have a melee. You've got, everything's been damaged at this point, but that's the only one that...
Are either of the other two officers still close together?
Yeah, they're like right next to each other.
Did I get them and any of the Dragonels in the 20-foot diameter here?
Yeah. You can get the four that are over there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and just for funsies, I'm gonna upcast Shatter to a level 3.
Okay.
Snapping my fingers, Constitution 16.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's 2 nat 1s in a row. So both Dragonels fail.
Yay!
Dragon Army Officer, we get an 8 and a 21.
Okay. Oh wow, that was not good rolls at all. 16, which I think is what I rolled the first time when I cast it at level 2, so that's unfortunate. But that is it. And since I'm here, a bardic to Victoria.
Okay. One of the officers will go down from that. The one that failed his roll. And then... that's going to be... as Vass's turn comes to an end, as Victoria receives the bardic inspiration, Hugh, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm disappointed in all the missing and would like to try and finish this guy off. I'm taking the 14 doesn't hit.
Unfortunately not.
How about a 16?
Well, seeing that the actual officer was down, but you could have moved into the Dragonel flank, 16 just hits a Dragonel. Go ahead, roll damage.
For... okay, 14 total damage.
Dragonel's looking rough, but still hanging in there. Alright, I believe that'll be it for Hugh's turn, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, it's our Dragonel's go, and the one that's between Hugh and Victoria is going to lift off into the air. And unfortunately, this thing does not provoke attacks of opportunity when it flies away from you. So, as this sinuous serpentine creature takes to the sky, it will retreat alongside one of the others. The other Dragonel that remains here is going to sort of approach its rider, the one remaining officer with its crossbow, and sort of, again, slink low, baring its teeth and hissing as it's going to stay close to the one that it perhaps is bonded to. Rhubarb, it's your turn.
So there's 2 Dragon Army officers left, or 1?
One Dragon Army officer and its Dragonel.
Got it. And this guy's been shooting crossbow bolts at me, hasn't he?
Yeah, this is one of the guys that shot you.
He's got a lot of nerve. Shoot, I probably backed up way too much to get my secret flame off. Let's see if we can find another spell that has a longer range. And just because we haven't used it in a while, I'm gonna send a ghostly skeletal hand out at this guy, at the officer, and cast a chill touch on them. Almost a nat 20, but it's a dirty 23.
23 will hit.
And he's got to take 8 necrotic damage, and he can't heal, I think, for the next round. And the spectral claw, whatever, is hanging off of him, all creepy-like and stuff.
Heck yeah, I love it. With that, anything else for Mubar?
Let me see. No, I think I'm good. I'll stand my ground.
Alright. Our officer's turn. And, he loads his crossbow and he's going to take a shot at Bass. But a 9 misses, so you are fine. Victoria, it is your turn. You've got a officer and a Dragonelle left. No one is currently in melee of them. They're about 10 feet away from you.
Oh, well, okay, close enough. Let's zip up to the officer.
Okay.
I'll give myself a precise strike for the first hit, so I'll get advantage and extra damage. Ah, there's my nat 20. I've been waiting. I've been waiting so long.
Hell
A
yeah.
little fat dragon. Yes, I love it. Okay, so we'll give him the 3d8 smite and a regular. So I didn't see what the smite was. So 5 plus 8 is 13 regular damage, and I didn't see the custom one, so that was 14 plus. What's that? 24, right? 38 on the crit for the smite.
Sounds about right to me.
And, I forgot a d8
Oh, shit.
for the precise strike, so that's an extra 10.
Cool. Dragon Officer is down, leaving just the Dragonelle who hisses at you.
Okay, well, I have another attack, so I'm gonna hiss back at it and then stab it in the face.
Yeah, go for it.
Does a 16 hit? Probably not.
A 16 just hits the Dragonelle.
Ah! So that's for 15, and I mean, I guess we will little smite him too, or semi-little smite for another 16 radiant.
And that is enough for the Dragonelle to go down as well. Meaning you are no
Heck
longer
yeah.
bound by initiative. So,
You get
you do still have the injured Dragonelle underneath the net that is, you can see, trying to struggle its way out.
okay. Can I? I'd like to. I think we decided that they're kind of smart, right? Or at least the red ones were. I'm gonna go over and she'll touch it and say we're gonna free you. You should be safe to leave after that. And I'm gonna give him some, or her, I don't know what it is, some lay on hands.
Okay.
For I mean, I can dump up to 50 if it needs up to 50.
However many you think it would need. It looks in bad
Yeah,
condition.
let's give it 50.
Okay. You dump 50 into it, and it immediately seems stronger. You can see that it's still twitching underneath the net, but perhaps understands that you are a friend, or at least an ally.
Okay, let's get you out of this net. Yeah.
Give me a strength check, please.
A strength check.
Yeah.
Would it be easier to just cut the net off?
You could try and cut the net off, but I'll ask for an attack roll in that case.
What kind of vicious cutting are we doing here? Let's just go for the strength check then. Strength check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that sucks 8. I obviously am more worn out than I thought.
Have you used your bardic inspiration yet?
No. Is that a D6 or a D8?
D8.
Ooh. Oh, great.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Then, with that, for a 16 total, yeah, you're able to unwrap the Wasteland Dragonelle and free it from the net. And in doing so, you have a moment where it locks eyes with you. There's no words, these things can't speak, but there is an understanding in that moment before it lifts into the sky, sort of clumsily flying back towards the south.
Okay.
I think we did the right thing there.
I think so.
Wonder why they were chasing it.
I don't know.
Faye, you said that theirs were red, but this was a copper colored one?
Yep.
Maybe just looking for more Dragonelles to recruit. Or maybe they're just evil.
They're just dicks.
Just bullies. We showed them. Hopefully they're not flying back to any commanders that would then know our position.
Well, you still have
I mean, we're not exactly hidden.
a full, like, this is start of the day. You still have a full days of travel ahead of you to get to Dreadwolf Cove, which is where you are heading.
Well, if we get moving,
I use my boots to levitate up. Can I see where they went?
Who went? The Dragonelles?
Officers and the Dragonelles that left.
All
Or,
the
sorry,
officers
I
are
guess.
dead.
Oh no. Right. The 2 Dragonelles.
They're just flying off to the distance. It seems that without riders,
Right.
they're just retreating. Maybe they're heading back to the Citadel. Who knows? But
I guess I forgot they didn't have riders, so it's going to be hard for Dragonelles to report on who they found in this. They talk to other Dragonelles and then have somebody that can talk to Dragonelles there.
all right. So, anything that you do in the aftermath of battle immediately, or do you set off back for your journeyings?
Oh, unless the others.
Did the officers that we took down, do we find, if we search their bodies, can we find any sort of like orders or papers or anything on them?
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, good call.
Natural 20.
All right. You are looking, there doesn't seem to be any written reports or papers serving their orders here. If they were acting on orders, it may have been given to them verbally. But you do find Dragonelle treats, which is just primarily almost soured meat.
I'll take some of those. Why not? Put them in my component pouch.
Okay.
Never know when you're gonna need some Dragonelle treats.
Yeah, yeah. There are times that would have come in handy. And then, so I'm assuming that's all we need to do before we get moving again.
Yeah, we need to get to the cove.
And how far are we? Are we still a day away? 2 days away?
This is your third day of travel. You this happened at the beginning of the day. So you still have a full
And-
day to go.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's good move.
So as you set out and continue to the Dreadwolf Cove, you find, as you are arriving in the evening hours, the Kalaman ships. It is just as you remembered it, though less fog now that the dragon orb is gone, of course. But you also would notice that there is a small camp here, Kalaman soldiers guarding it.
Okay. Okay. I am slightly confused. There's multiple ships here.
Yeah. There are, because you took 2 ships to get here. There are 2 ships.
Yeah. It's just there. It made it seem like we'd be leaving them with nothing.
Well, you'd be heading out first. Whether or not the ships.
Right, but we wouldn't be taking 2 ships.
Right. Well, I mean, if the other ships decide that this is too dangerous, you know, who
Oh,
knows?
you sons of bitches. Okay.
Characters, agency, they exist.
No.
You mean to say that these aren't detailed plot points solely for my enjoyment? But yeah, you are welcomed into the supply camp by the Kalaman soldiers. One of the ship captains, you see a human male, comes up to you and, I don't know if you recognize me, but I recognize you all. Seen you about the castle a few times. Name's Holdry Lettuce.
Holdry lettuce?
Yeah. I'll take you back. Perhaps in the
we'll
morning.
need to talk. We'll need to talk with you and the other captain before then.
Well, we've got definitely the evening here.
We're not pressed to thinking that we need to leave tonight, right?
I mean, that's up to you all. It already took 3 days to get here. 3 days that the Citadel has been ferrying soldiers
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
If you,
I mean, the more time we have on the other side, the better.
Mhm.
Hey, Vass, you think you can talk this guy into leaving us now?
Yeah, I can certainly try.
Try. Thank you. So, get to that.
I have a rapport with this guy. Is this one of the guys that I've seen around the castle that I was like, hey man, what's up? Every time I walk by. Was he one of those guys or no?
No, he's not one of those guys. This is primarily he's out in the dock wards, but because he is Calaman soldier, he probably made his place around the castle a few times. I was about to say temple, and I'm like, no, you guys weren't there.
Yeah, Vassal make a good case for them to leave right away and try and persuade the guy that this is in fact a good idea.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
I'll do that. Not as
I
good as
thought
performance. Maybe I should have put on a show.
I thought
A plus.
sailors like to sail at night, sail by the stars rather than, they could reckon better with that.
Yeah, that. Go ahead. Say that about the Titanic.
Well, it wasn't stars that brought the Titanic
Yeah, but they were sailing at
down.
night.
I don't think the stars are the problem there.
I think the fact that there wasn't light to see anything else may have been the problem. But, yeah, go ahead. Anyone else making this, or is it just Vass?
I'll aid him.
Sure. What do you say to aid your companion?
Well, listen, we're very appreciative that you guys have waited. You're all brave soldiers, and unfortunately, we have to call on you for a little bit more. But we know men with such fortitude can rise to the challenge.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can't
So can
I just give Vass advantage?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I totally
Yeah.
forgot that you were trying to give an advantage here.
Yeah.
I
Vass, you
will
can
roll
make-
that again.
Yep.
Oh, that's a natural one.
Ooh.
So you're saying we, like multiples of us, could have rolled, like
Yeah.
with my statement about sailing by the stars. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a persuasion, same thing.
Yeah, persuasion.
Should have
Alright.
done a performance.
I am going to. I don't know if I want to try and reroll that. We'll just keep the 15.
I'm a little wary about sailing at night, but if it's really dire, I can have my men prepare the ship, and that way, just before dawn's light, we can head out quick as possible.
Okay. Where can we find the other ship's captain? We need to speak to him right away.
Yeah, Haldry will go find the other captain. Easily done. And we'll just bring him over to where you guys were talking.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Do any of us recognize him?
This is the captain that ferried you over the first time.
Okay. Well, good evening, Captain. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. We're really pressed for time, and we're leaving with Captain Holdry, was his name?
Aye, Haldry.
Right. But I feel we should let you know that the Kalman army is returning quickly, but there is an enemy army fairly close behind them. So, whereas I would appreciate you waiting and getting as many of our soldiers away as you can, I will understand if you can't.
No, I understand. The plan, of course, was being to wait until absolutely impossible. Should your words be true and Calaman's army is quickly approaching, I have no doubt that we'll get them home. But if something dire has happened, I have to worry about the men here.
Thank you.
And he gives a nod. There's a bit of understanding there. A sort of soldiered past. But you have a night here to rest, to eat. You are setting out in the pre-dawn hours on a ship that will be readied for you to set off as soon as possible.
Awesome. Hey, oh man, we can probably have a night where we don't have to set a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
I feel like it's been a while.
right? We're getting pampered, extra lazy sleep. So I think, and I mean, at least for Victoria, she's probably just going to try and get as much rest as she can before the days ahead.
Yeah, I mean, especially if we're getting up early.
Right.
Vass, you up for it? Gotta get up early tomorrow.
I mean, yeah.
You could sleep on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
If you went to sleep tonight on the boat, you wouldn't have to wake up in the morning.
It's an interesting proposition.
Okay.
So, this evening, you are welcome to rest fully. No need to take a watch. Or, of course, you can stick to your routines and do so. You can speak amongst yourselves, your companions. You have Becklin, Cudgel, and Tatina here to travel back with you to Kalaman. Or you sleep. Keep your mind empty, away from everything.
This is kind of the first night we. Well, let's maybe if Becklin's up for it, I think Victoria might try and learn what's been going on with her this whole time, because this is the first time we get maybe a chance to like talk to her, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the whole little trip to the harbor, we could have done that.
Yeah, well, I did kind of speed you guys through that, so no,
Yeah.
that's totally fine. Yeah, no, you can totally sit down with Becklin over the fires here and ask her. So,
What happened? How did she come to be here in a city? And what was exactly going on there?
Most all of what I can tell you is what you've already known or figured out, handled, such with the threshold of the heavens. Really, it wasn't quite as grand as perhaps the legends of my adventures in younger days might have set up. I was captured on the battlefield outside of Vogler during the attack.
Yeah.
I was just unlucky and not paying attention. I thought that perhaps there was a chance that I could get out. That's why I sent forth the helm, but luck seems to be running out of my old bones.
Huh. I don't know. You came out of it pretty well.
Thanks to you all, of course. I was more useful to them alive, it seemed. Don't know why. It wouldn't quite tell me the purposes, but those in it, their black-robed mage showed an interest in me.
Hmm.
And so I was brought wherever he was, which eventually was the City of Lost Names.
But he never really hurt you, correct?
I was roughed up a bit in travel, but nothing that I've not been used to before. A little bit of manhandling has never been a problem of mine.
I kind of do wonder where that mage got off to, if we're gonna see him again.
I mean, seemed like
Ruth,
a good idea to let him go, but I do worry. He was a black robe, but I just can't outright murder him, especially when there was doubt for us at the time as to his level of involvement or level of willingness.
so that makes 2 mages that have slipped through our grasp, so to speak. Ruth, like, thinking back to Dalamar too. Maybe we could learn something from these guys.
Well, Dalamar wasn't any robed mage. He was
Just an elf man.
out there.
I gotta be down on the elves.
I mean, he still do his way around casting some spells, so.
Yeah, so I guess if no one else has any questions for Becklin, we'll just maybe these sailors can get us a drink to have a toast with her, maybe, and then we can get our rest.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
To the rest.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll be that'll be that.
You drink either one or many, and you rest. And dawn is on its way. Is there anything that you wish to do in the actual night before the story progresses? Oh, you're muted.
Nope.
Wasn't
There you
there.
are. There was a delay.
Wait, sorry. Vass wasn't there for the discussion with Becklin. He was a dream, I guess, has been weighing heavily on him for the past few days, and he wants to numb himself to those feelings a little bit. So I think he spent the evening going around trying to rouse the spirits of the sailors with a few shanties like Darrett's Privateers and probably some bawdy songs. And then he probably sought out a companion for the evening.
All right, go ahead, give me a performance check on that.
But can I redeem advantage with my channel point?
Yeah.
I'll do that in a second. 26.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely going well. You are able to lose yourself in the songs, and the sailors are able to enjoy the evening as well, some of them singing in on the more well-known ones. But the night passes. Dawn arrives. And with it, you all are able to climb aboard the ship with Captain Lettuce and move back to Calaman, over the waters. Your travels upon the water are fair. There are strong winds, but they seem to be in your favor, leading you back to Calaman. The navigator and the captain conspire and tell you that it will be about a day. You will be arriving in the early morning hours tomorrow. Do you do anything upon the ship? You can rest, you can assist with the sailing, you could perhaps provide morale boosts. It's up to you.
I mean, Victoria's gonna spend her time maybe with Beckett, and then I mean, if Beckett's doing something in particular, then she'll help that. Otherwise,
No. Becklin will be assisting in the
sorry,
sail.
Becca, please.
Yeah. I knew who you were talking about. My first thought was like, Cutler Beckett isn't here. This isn't that franchise.
Right?
But no, yeah, Becklin's gonna be helping with the rigging. So if you want to assist in that, I'll ask for a athletics or survival check.
Athletics, we can do athletics. We can do where rolling for him. Oh, 18.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, you're able to take the directions well from the soldiers. You're tying off the knot. You're assisting in the travels, and it seems to be going well for you and Becklin, Victoria.
Rhubarb is gonna try and find Tatina. I mean, I'm sure it's not hard to find Tatina.
She is down below deck, tinkering away.
He's just going to explain the harebrained idea he has about like the little devices that he wants to create that could wake people that are asleep up in the middle of the night, kind of like a little alarm clock, remote control alarm clock system. Like whispers aren't enough.
I just saw what you put in stream chat front board. Oh my god.
Yeah, that child too. I mean, that would be like the master and the apprentice's love child. So it's just all sorts of salacious story.
Yeah, no, you are... Yeah, you talk to Tina and she thinks it. Yeah, no, I mean, I've got regular alarm clocks, but then now, like, a remote-controlled one, that could be something. I have to make sketches on this. Are you thinking long distance or something a little bit more short range?
It's just enough if it's like on the other side of the camp or whatever. You know, just something we can use to alert each other to wake up in a time of need
Okay.
without having to yell, you know?
Okay, so
Sh-
thinking more of a physiological response for waking up. Okay, and she starts taking notes. Uh,
Like, and this isn't an item Rue like actually really wants, but it's just like he's curious about like Tina's process because he's not so much of an inventor as she is, and so it's kind of just like fascinating to him. But he had this idea, and so to see her run with it is just like it's very intriguing.
you see that she starts like putting down sketches, drawing notes, math equations that are interspersed with arcane probabilities. It is all sorts of. You see what she's writing. You still have no idea what it actually says. Um, like it's just that sort of like sporadic. So,
Way over my head.
uh, anything from Hugh or Vass, or do you just sort of let the day pass?
Hugh finds the ship's cat and bribes it to clear his quarters of rodents before he sleeps.
Roll me an animal handling check. You get a sort of as it will jump off and just go prowling about the ship. Maybe it will clear your room, maybe not, but it seemed to be friendly to you. Um,
I was using speak with animals, by the way. So this
yeah,
was
if you were using the speak with animals, you hear instead of just the sound of the cat as it stretches before heading off. I'll see if there are any that have escaped me. And anything from Vass, or do you sort of stay in one place?
That spends a good portion of the day leaning against the railing and just looking towards the horizon, lost in thought.
Your group completes the day's duties and are able to find rest amongst the ship. You've been given a room of quarters. Um, you all have to make do sharing, but you sleep. You gain a long rest. And in the morning you shall be arriving in Calaman's harbors once again. Of course, you bear some dire news, but it's better than being perhaps behind the enemy territories.
I mean, we'll be behind enemy territory real soon anyway.
Yeah, maybe. One way to find out. Gotta continue playing. But speaking of continuing our play, we do have to take our next ad break. So we will pick up with our heroes arriving in Calaman after our upcoming ads. If you could please stick around with us for them, that would be great. Ads help us keep our games affordable. You can always directly support us through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen, as well as in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who play with us for the next month. Perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things that happen there. So hang out with us. We'll be back to continue our story real soon. All right. As we come back, it is morning in Kalaman. You disembark in the harbors, and you are in the city much as you remembered it, at least by looks, though there is a tension that exists in the air. People walk a little bit more closed off, keep a little quicker in their pace. Do you make for Castle Kalaman and Marshal Vendry first thing in the morning as you arrive, or do you take some time?
I'm. If you guys have other stuff to do, I do want to head straight there. But we don't all need to be there. If you have more important stuff to do.
Yes. I think if Victoria says that, like, Rhubarb would just start walking off, probably.
Pudgel will speak up first. I think that perhaps in a situation like this, you all want to be present. You all have some sort of involvement in the work here.
I mean, I don't have any reason to argue with a dwarf. Rue's an old man, though.
Pudgel's pretty up there. She's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
she's young by dwarven standards, I'm sure, but
I'm just saying, since old people get stupider as they age, he'll probably be all over arguing with a dwarf.
I do have some errands I need to run, Cudgel.
Hmm.
Will I have time for that after?
I don't know. I've not been in the city, but it's pretty damn important when you got a goddamn flying weapon out there.
Rue's just, like, thinking about his boots. Is there any way that
Rue, no.
Cordwainer's shop is on the way to Castle Kalaman?
Oh my god.
No.
Shit.
It's a little bit more on the outskirts of the city.
Rue.
Hold on.
I'm sure you can go there
I've got an
after.
errand I want to run too. But we
They're,
can wait.
they're not going to be sending us away. Or if they do, we'll have time to prepare beforehand.
You better be right.
Of course they're right. We'll always make time for you. Except for this very second. But after that.
We got priorities here, and, you know, following an order is, it's one of them. As you make your way, back to Castle Kalaman, you are.
Can we send the ship back?
You can at least tell them whether or not they
Yeah.
are able to go back, of course.
Yeah, I mean it would be up to him.
That was Darrett's request, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you can send the ships back, but I mean, they might need leave from whoever they report to. So you can, of course, tell them, but
Now they're reporting to me, so
if that's what Victoria wants to think, sure.
I mean, I'm sure after the first or second head gets ripped off, they'll know the chain of command.
When you arrive to Castle Kalaman, you are making your way to Vendry's office, you see that her aide is left out front and of the doors and sort of straightens up as soon as she sees you all.
Hmm.
The marshal is in a meeting with the city's newly elected leader, a Governor Feline Thren. But please follow me. Marshal will want to know that you're here.
Yeah, when they say follow me, are they leading us into the meeting? Or are they
They're-
trying to lead us away?
So they're leading you down to the conference hall, which is where you would
Okay,
know
perfect.
that even though they are moving away from Vendry's office, most of the political stuff happens in the conference hall. So it seems it seems par the course.
Okay, wait a second. All right, and Vendry's in the conference room.
Yes,
I'll ask her.
Vendry is
Okay.
meeting with the governor. Yes.
All right.
So, as you are led downstairs and brought into the council chamber, the familiar conference hall, its large round table, you can see the significant repairs that have happened since you were last here. Marshal Vendry and Lord Barkis sit at the table, alongside various bickering strangers, all wearing the colors of Kalman guilds. Opposite the door, a woman in simple clothes sits in the governor's chair, watching the proceedings with uncertainty. But when Marshal Vendry sees you, she stands, surprise clear on her face as she calls for silence. Welcome. If I am being honest, I thought you all lost, but here you stand.
Lost.
We have not heard from you since you went into the wastelands, and it has not been kind to us here, but that can wait for a private report for everything that you have. And she turns to the governor and perhaps is about to make a request for some leave to have such a private report. But Lord Barkis, well, no. Whatever they have to share, they can share with all of us. We are all invested in the well-being of Kalaman here.
I'm gonna give him a cold ass look.
Oh man.
Is this Bacardi?
This is Bacardi.
Oh, this guy.
and okay, wait. He's now the new leader
No,
of
he's just
Calaman?
he's just
Okay,
part
so
of
he's just
the
here
council.
with the guildies
Mm-hmm.
and the council. Okay.
The governor is Feline Thren. She is very much it seems uncertain and you can see a process of thought in her face as she listens to what Bakaris says. But then nods with hesitance.
Well,
No.
listen,
No, I think it is.
the day that I let a coward tell us and the leaders of this city what is or isn't his business will be a cold day in hell.
I do believe that your efforts in the Northern Wastes are important for all present to hear. So, if you would not mind giving your report.
We're actually here to give you news. I mean, I guess there would be time to tell you more, but the most immediate news is there's a big flying army heading this way, and whether or not the Calman army is able to return in time, they're still going to be able to just fly over the walls.
As soon as you mention a flying portion, the room begins to become chaotic. Much
Yeah,
like how
exactly.
much like how it was when you entered in, but now their attentions are on you. They are struggling to try and get answers. Go ahead, roll for me a perception check to see what you can hear. And anyone is welcome to roll this.
Rue's gonna
Can hear
use
the sound of
minor.
Bakar's feet fly into the door.
I'm gonna use minor illusion to like give them like a visual idea of what this fortress looks like too.
Okay. With a 16, Victoria, you would hear a well, how does the Citadel fly? What's going on with the mechanisms that cause it to raise so much? With an 18, Rhubarb, you hear, well, could the enemy make more of it? Are we worried about a full invasion here? All these different voices kind of clamoring over top of each other. Do you
And
choose
then
to answer any?
Victoria's gonna stand straight, kind of half at attention, and just stare at Marshal Vendry, whose bright idea this was.
Well, Vendry was talking about getting a private report, and
Isn't she the one that said it's important for all the people in this room?
no, that was the governor.
Oh, I misspoke. I'm sorry, I completely misunderstood. Oh well.
There's a lot of people here that are present. No worries. Vendry looks.
Well, we'll let the governor handle this, right? We have to go talk to Vendry. Have fun, governor.
Well, no, you're the ones that have the information. They're asking you.
Yeah. You'll get whatever information Marshal Vendry deems appropriate for you to get. And honestly, I don't know why you need outsiders to tell you how your politics should work.
All right, the wires got crossed a little bit there. Some of that was DM speak and not governor speak. But as you continue to leave questions unanswered, the council becomes more panicked.
Guys, I made a mistake.
Seems so.
All right. Cardi gets me every time.
Vendry, pinching the bridge of her nose. Perhaps we allow our heroes a brief respite and maybe adjourn our meeting for everyone to calm down. I must, of course, see to them for their reports. They were away on official business, and I believe that there is more there than just the flying citadel. So, Vendry will offer you all, of course, some time. She will have to, of course, go for the report, as well as continue the conference here in the council meeting, which is, again, growing more fraught with all these unanswered questions. But as you are given a dismissal, you can head to your quarters. They remain at your disposal. Or you can tackle
Are we
the
not
town.
meeting with Marshal Vendry?
She has given you a dismissal. You can take it up to take the report, or you can take some rest for yourself. It is your call here.
I mean, personally, I'd kind of like to make a report before we tot her off.
Yeah.
To do our own thing.
Yeah, no, you're welcome to do that.
That's what we were trying to do before
Exactly.
Bakaris intervened.
Well,
But we don't want them sleeping on this.
you make it back to Vendry's office alongside the marshal herself. And you can see that she is still very stressed from the situation. It would be best not to go to the counselors during this time. In future meetings, should you find yourselves in attendance. It's bad enough that we are struggling with our new governor. But desperate times, desperate measures.
You're going to need a more decisive governor in the days ahead.
I am fully aware that our governor is lacking. But she is the elected official. So as long as we can keep the council with a cool head, things can go smoother. I understand that you do not like Bakaris. I don't think anyone does.
That's not liking Bakaris isn't the point. It's kind of the point. The problem here is that their whole world is going to change in the next 2 days.
And you offered no information to them. You scared them with their tactics.
They need to be scared.
They need information, Victoria.
You will give them the information then. They know enough. People need to be scared, and they need to be reassured. But keeping them, not telling them at all, will be the worst.
I do not plan to withhold information, but you were bid by the governor to give your report there. You are lucky that this is such a strange time. So, proceed with your reports. What happened in the Northern Wastes? Not just this flying citadel. I need to know exactly what you have gone through so we know what to prepare for. What information you have, what are we missing?
Yeah, we'll lay it out. Is there anything that we thought we would keep from them? I think it's the more important question.
I think the only thing that was maybe sort of secret was Heart's Hollow.
Yeah, they didn't want
Which,
to get involved in any of the wars or anything like that.
It's a secretive town. I don't know if Victoria was there for that.
Victoria was not.
No. All right. This
I mean, and
seems
we would
unimportant enough.
outline the elves and Dalamar.
Yep. These citadels weren't created. They're older relics, reinvigorated.
All right, well...
Oh, and this is a soft thing.
Wakenrith, the Sunward Fortress.
As you give your reports in full depth, all the way up to your most recent excursions in Anyari. All right, I will have to ask these questions that the council members were shouting, and I do wish to know answers myself. I do not expect you to have all of them, but I do expect answers where you can. She looks to each of you. How many of these are in existence?
I think
You'd
we've
have
only
to
seen
ask
the
some
one.
scholars.
One?
You mean the Citadel?
Yes.
I think
You've
it's
only
just
seen the
the
one. Yeah. Do you
I mean, we
believe?
were in one and it fell apart, and then the second one was here, so they could potentially make more.
So you do believe they could make more?
Find more. I don't think they can make them.
Find.
Right? They were old, right? They weren't new.
Well,
Like
the
I was under the impression they raised old buildings.
yeah, they raised the Temple of Takesis, and the Threshold of Heaven was raised as well. And it seemed like they were trying to raise the entire city of Anyari, but that failed.
Hmm. Okay, so we're not clear if this was something they were inventing and doing, or if it was something that they were repairing and doing.
Yeah, hard to say for sure.
Okay.
Do you know what makes the Citadel fly?
In the one that we collapsed, there was like a throne chair or some sort of device that seemed like it was maybe the controls for it.
Magic. It was magic. Right?
Of course it was magic, yeah. We just didn't have enough time with it to learn anything about it.
I can assume that it is heading here for us in the city, yes? That would make the
That's
most
the direction
sense.
it was coming.
With everything that they have been doing, that would make the most sense. Do you know if it can be destroyed?
Word one.
How did you do that?
And killed the. What would you call them? A pilot? What would you call them? Controller?
The one in operation is what I'm hearing, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we reveal as part of our report that that operator was a dragon?
I mean, I would think that would be important information to review.
I agree.
So, this is. I have my work laid out ahead of me. To keep you a bit posted on what has been happening here, as I said, it has not been good. Kalaman's forces have held their own, but the Dragon army has claimed most all of the surrounding lands. Conspicuously, they have avoided Kalaman. But the bulk of its forces are camped near the ruins of Volgler. We thought them waiting for something, and now, after what you have said, it seems what they were waiting for is to be upon us soon. I will be, after returning to the meeting, I will be calling for troops to return to Kalaman to shore up the defenses. But I must say that my hope is not so bright in these days. We will fight, but I do not know that we will survive. Unless you have any other news to report, you are dismissed. Enjoy your downtime. We will probably need a few days. I will send you.
A few days.
We will need time to prepare, Victoria.
You need to prepare faster. You only have a few days.
I understand this. But if you keep demanding for everything to go so quickly, there will be more mistakes. This is an operation. Your superior is telling you that it will take time.
You don't pay me.
You're right, I don't. But you are a civilian in the city, and I am its marshal. Take your rest. Prepare. I will alert you with a clear time schedule as it appears. It is a stressful time for all of us.
I'm trying to decide if she wants us to leave or she's leaving.
You are in her office, so she's not leaving.
Okay. I mean, if that's that, then Victoria will leave.
Yeah, I'm not hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Then, about late morning, maybe just midday, Calamon is yours. Perhaps with a more dour semblance over top of its life in the day-to-day businesses, but what can you do? The world continues around you.
Idiots are going to talk themselves into the dragon's mouth.
And what you do with your day in Calamon and the days ahead of you, well, we will have to see with that in our next session, as ours comes to an end this evening. Thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you all in our next stream, but until then, head over to willthewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself. Keep up to date with all of our announcements. You can follow us here on Twitch for our live streams, or head over to us on YouTube to catch our VODs. And, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.